What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome to a Monday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalk. Matt, we're here each and every morning on BettingPros.com. Video on YouTube, on the BettingPros YouTube channel, and across every platform where you get your podcasts, as we are rapidly approaching our 1-year anniversary and our 2 millionth listen to the Daily Juice Podcast. All right, so I got a couple things I want to say here at the top. First off, a 4-1 day. So that's a really good day. Screw you, the Winnipeg Jets. I am done with you. I am done losing money on you. I have written you off. I am not touching your hockey game today. The only game we got wrong, even when the Jets lose, they can't lose right. They score 1 goal because their offense is pathetic, and they give up 5. So the under 5.5 is dead. Everything else is correct. We got both player props right relatively easily. Porzingis gets it easy in the third quarter with the 6 rebounds, and Marcus Morris scored 20-plus points in the Clippers' victory, so both those player props come in. Atlanta wins the game outright. Great start for our plus 155 wager on the 76ers to win that series. Sorry, for the Hawks to beat the 76ers in that series. Atlanta wins the game outright. They covered the plus 2.5, which is really nice. And then the Vegas Golden Knights hand Colorado the embarrassing victory that Vegas got handed to them in Game 1 of that series. All I'm going to say is this. If you are a Colorado fan, an honest one, you're a little bit sick to your stomach. The Vegas Golden Knights should be up 3-1. Instead, it's 2-2. But Game 2 should have been won by Vegas. 5 posts and a gift power play goal. Even Jeremy Roenick said it to me on my radio program that call was horrific. The end of that game was awful. Colorado should have lost that game. They won it. It's 2-2. But just because you're going back home doesn't mean you should feel all that great about the way that series is going. Not saying they're dead. It's best 2 out of 3. And Colorado's got home ice. But I would not feel confident, cocky, and I wouldn't be running my mouth if I was an Avalanche fan right now. I would be a little bit sheepish, I would be quiet, and I would hope that my team figures out how to get the puck behind Marc-Andre Fleury and how to stop the top 2 lines for the Vegas Golden Knights because they are flying at the moment. It's been an unbelievable series. Great games. Home team has won every game. Let's see what happens in game number 5. But before I give you the picks, and I've got 2 in the NBA and 1 in the NHL coming up here tonight. The hockey bet you probably already know because you know where I am on this stuff. But the fight between Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul, I just want to say a couple quick things on it. 1, the offshore books that did take action on it ruled it a no contest, so no action. So no one got paid out if you did bet aside. It was infuriating as a boxing fan, as somebody who boxed yesterday on Saturday morning. It's infuriating that fight happened. I'm not knocking either guy, Logan Paul or Floyd. What I am knocking is that I've got to listen to clowns like Jake Paul and Skip Bayless, who are in the same boat here, who are running their mouth talking about Floyd losing that fight. Floyd didn't really train. Floyd didn't really try. He just kind of carried the dude around the ring, and, I mean, Logan Paul hit Floyd 28 times with 28 punches in 24 minutes. They wrestled, they hugged. It was an awful night. You know who lost? Boxing lost. The sport of boxing lost. That's what happened. And that's really unfortunate and really troublesome and sad that happened. And I'm mad that happened because I am a huge boxing fan and I box, a ton right now, and I've been doing it now for 3 years, and to watch that and to see that be held up and, arguably the greatest boxer of all time being a part of that, I thought that he may have fought for something. But now the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight, see, here's the interesting piece about all this. Jake Paul is going to fight Floyd. Okay, just prepare yourself for that. That's coming. Jake Paul is going to fight Floyd Mayweather because most likely Tyron Woodley is going to either lose or it's going to be a really tight fight. It's going to go to the scorecards and it'll go one way. There's going to be something controversial that happens in that fight, or Jake Paul will win because, well, there are a lot of people who question what happened in the Ben Askren fight. They're not entirely sure that it was on the up and up. That rumor is flying everywhere I go when I talk to people about it. They're all like, yeah, that first fight was, So you got to realize either YouTube kids with a lot of money and they know how to market and they know how to push, but they need narratives. And they know how to push narratives as long as people play ball. And everyone's got to play ball. And even Floyd, in my mind, played ball in that fight, which is really unfortunate. Will Tyron Woodley play ball? Maybe. And if that happens, you're talking about Jake Paul and Floyd fighting because they think there's a lot of money there. Unfortunately, because there probably is. That's where we are with boxing and entertainment and two guys fighting in a bar. Well, I'll stand around and watch it. Two guys fighting in a ring, no matter what the consequences are, people will stand around and watch it just because. All right, let's talk about the games coming up here tonight. Let's talk about the first one, the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. This is going to be a fade on the public bet for me. Now, I missed the best number here. Milwaukee +2 was going to be the better number, but I got it at +1.5, and I do believe that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to play a whole lot better. I think it's not a bad idea to bet the money line. I'm just taking the +1.5 in case it's a 1-point victory or someone hits a last-second shot and the Nets win by 1 or something. But I'll take the +1.5. If you can get 2, go ahead and get 2 if the public bets back up, which they probably will. I just think the professional money's coming in here on the Milwaukee Bucks for a reason. They played really poorly. They shot really poorly. And everyone's going to go, oh, the Nets are going to walk over the Bucks. It's going to be easy. This is a joke. Forget it. Kawhi and Harden and blah, 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 right? Well, Harden got a little bit banged up. Okay, we'll see how he is coming up into game number 2. Kevin Durant was great, but the three-point shooting was awful for Milwaukee. Their defense was bad. I expect a much different team and a much different effort. And I think just the general public coming in saying, yeah, the Nets are going to roll here in 4 and go ahead and, it's only 1.5, 2 points. Oh, yeah, bet Brooklyn all day long. Brooklyn's going to kill them. It's very possible, okay? I'm not saying that it's impossible for Brooklyn to win this game and walk away. I just think taking Milwaukee is a better side for a bounce back. And I think this is actually going to be a series. I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park. Game 1, congratulations, goes to Brooklyn. Game 2, I'm taking the Bucks here. I think the Bucks at +1.5, +2, whatever plus money you can get here. I think you're getting it's a coin flip game and you're getting points. And you're going to go against the general public for the most part. I don't know what the numbers are going to be, but my guess is it's going to be heavily lopsided on the Nets. And my guess is you're going to get a better number than me, okay? But much like the Atlanta Hawks game against Philadelphia, and there's a great lesson to be learned there with Atlanta. I got 2.5. The game closed at 5. So if you bet +5, you get a much better number. We didn't need any of the points. They won the game by 4. And the reason, and I've seen this happen numerous times, and if you guys are new to the Daily Juice, as we go through this day by day, you'll start to recognize these things a bit more. Start to see things as they're unfolding. When Joel Embiid got cleared, all the money came in on the 76ers. Throughout the course of the 1-year existence of this podcast, I cannot tell you how many times we have been on here having this conversation after a line has moved against us due to a player being in, and the overreaction ends up, the game goes the other way. Like you think this star is in, and oh my gosh, of course. And Embiid played really well. Think about that. Embiid scored over 30 points. He was great, but they lost. So you couldn't even have the excuse of wait till Embiid comes back. Then they're going to be really dangerous. They lost home court with Embiid on the court in the game, scoring a ton of points, playing a ton of minutes. It's got to be really deflating for the 76ers who can't use that excuse that, wait till we get Joel Embiid back. Watch what happens then. Well, he was there and he was dropping balls in like crazy, and you still couldn't stop Trae Young. You still couldn't stop Bogdanovich, and you lost the game and you lost home court. So just because you've got great closing line value or just because the line moves against you doesn't always mean you're on the wrong side. The Hawks were the right side yesterday. They were the right side before Embiid got cleared, and after Embiid got cleared, they were the right side. I know everyone's going to gear up and say, bet Philly, hammer Philly game 2. I don't know yet. Maybe that's the play. I don't know yet because the Atlanta Hawks match up really well. This version of Atlanta, not the regular season version, the playoff version of Atlanta, matches really well. And they even figured out that double team, too. I'm sure they're going to practice double teams a lot with Atlanta tomorrow for practice, or today for practice, because they're going to want to get out of those double teams with 6'10" Ben Simmons trying to trap 6'1" Trae Young. But I'll be curious to see what the game plan is going to be for Philly. But Atlanta wins 1-0. And I'm guessing Milwaukee's going to play really well tonight. I'm taking the 1.5 points. I got Milwaukee plus 1.5. Let's see where the number is when you guys get it or when it closes. But I think Milwaukee wins and ties the series up. And I think there's a good chance that we're talking about a 1-1 series after Game 2 tonight. So, first play is Milwaukee plus 1.5 against the Brooklyn Nets. Play number 2, Denver taking on the Phoenix Suns in Game 1 of their best-of-7 series. This game's going to be played in Phoenix. Okay, let's talk about the total. The total is 219.5. I think these teams are going to run. The first game of the year was played in Denver, and it was a 106-109 final. The total was 221. Went under by 9 points. But the two games they played in Phoenix, that was played more recently. It was played, well, I guess not that recently, but it was played in January 22nd and January 23rd. Both games in Phoenix, back-to-back nights, 219 and 215.5. Somebody must have been out. First game went over by 37 points with a 219 total. 215.5. Second night of a back-to-back still went over by 16.5 points. So the over is 2-1 so far in the 3 games these two teams have played so far here in 2021. Denver overall is 44-34 to the over. Phoenix overall is 43-34-1 to the over. Over the last 5 games, Denver is 4-1. Phoenix, because of the Lakers series, is 1-3-1. I don't think you need to worry too much about the Phoenix numbers. Just looking at the numbers for Phoenix in terms over the last 5 or 10 games, it's more about Denver and less about Phoenix because this style of play is going to be totally different than the Lakers series. At home this year, Phoenix was 21-17-1 to the over. On the road, Denver 19-20 to the over. I think both teams are going to run like crazy. I don't know how how Phoenix is going to stop Jokic for Denver. I just don't see it. And on the same level, I think Booker going off the way he's scoring consistently, I think Denver's going to have a real tough time stopping Devin Booker tonight, and I think he's going to score a ton of points as well. Neither team plays great defense, although Phoenix has been better. They played great defense against the Lakers, but this is a much more high firepower team in Denver. I mean, Austin Rivers is shooting the ball so well right now for Denver. I just think this game's going to be scored, a ton of scoring in this game. We're going over 219.5 for Denver at Phoenix in Game 1 of their best-of-7 series. Okay, so Game 2 of Bucks-Nets, Bucks plus 1.5, half a unit, and Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns over 219.5 for a half a unit. And one hockey play to talk about. So the over between Boston and the Islanders. So far in this series, we have seen these two teams play 4 times. We have gone 2-1-1. One being the push, and one being the last game where we bet 5 over, and the open net gave the Islanders that 4th goal that got us the push with 5. Was it a horrible beat for anybody who bet under 5? Yep, that was a horrible beat. That was a brutal beat. But if you bet over 5, hey, take the push and we're good, okay? So 5 was the total. It got to 5. 5's the total again. Minus 130. We're coming back here with the over for the Bruins and the Islanders. So far, 5-2, 4-3, 2-1, 4-1. It's Boston's turn to get one of these big lopsided victories. Let's go for a 4-2 win for the Bruins here. I will have a personal play on the Bruins on the puck line, but I'm not going to do that officially here. I will be on the Bruins on the puck line. I do think there's a good chance that the Bruins have some payback going here after what happened in Game 4. I think they're really playing well offensively, and I think only scoring 1 goal, whether it be either goaltender, really. Varlamov played really well. Sorokin may be back in net. We'll see what the decision is going to be, but either goaltender has played pretty well for the Islanders. Probably going to be Varlamov, who's looking a whole lot like the Varlamov of the bubble. And that brings up a personal bet that you can make that I can't make yet, and that is the first period. Okay, normally in Vegas this gets posted in the morning, but let me just double check and see if you can. I do this while I'm talking to you guys now. Whether we can bet this right now. First period over under 1.5 goals for this game, and this is a bet that we made a lot during. Yeah, I can't bet this yet. Okay, so Oh, no, I can bet this. Okay, that number is up. Okay, so this is a personal play, but much like I told you, I'll be on the Bruins puck line, but I also think under 1.5 goals in the first period for the Islanders and the Bruins is another play I like a lot. Okay, that's the official play is going to be the over 5, but if you want even more on this game, Bruins on the puck line and then under 1.5 goals at -145, it's another way of getting into this game. So that's where my personal plays are going to be tonight with the Bruins on the puck line, which gives you some pretty good value, plus 147 value on the Bruins. You get plus money there. And then under 1.5 goals for the Bruins and the Islanders, -145 for that one. So they've gotten off to very slow starts here in this series. And I'm trying to think. I'm going to look and see. Because game number 4, no goal was scored in game number 1, or in period 1. In game number 3, let's see, sorry. I think it's been I think every period, so every first period that has not had more than 1 goal. Yeah, 1 goal was scored in the first period of game number 3. Of game 2, 1 goal was scored in game 2. And I think this is a 4-0 bet. Let's see, Bruins, Islanders. 2 goals were scored in the first period of game number 1. So it's a 3-1 bet right now to 1.5 goals on the under for Islanders Bruins, and I'll be back on that myself as well. So the official play though is over 5 goals for Bruins and the Islanders. Okay, so our official plays for today on a Monday: Bucks plus 1.5, half a unit. Nuggets over 219.5, half a unit. Bruins Islanders over 5. For a half a unit. I will have 2 player props going tonight as well in the NBA that I will put up on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, bettingpros.com/chat. If you guys get into there, or if you're watching on YouTube, it's all underneath me. That link takes you right to the Discord channel, and you guys can get into it. And one final point. Guys, someone has won the autographed Shaquille O'Neal basketball jersey. Someone has won it. But you guys aren't replying. Whoever has won it, you have an inbox email from Betting Pros saying, congratulations, you won. Check your email, okay? If you won, answer the darn email. I've got the Shaquille O'Neal jersey sitting next to me. I will mail it to you. You will have it. It's an awesome, awesome thing for free, simply for listening and writing a review on Apple or Stitcher and dropping that review at bettingpros.com/juice and filling out the form. The next giveaway for the month of June is a Giannis Antetokounmpo signed basketball. Okay? So you haven't given a review? Hello, leave a review. Okay? It's a Giannis signed basketball up for giveaway, if you will, coming up this month. But I got to give away the Shaq jersey first. So check your email, answer the email, and then I can mail it to you, and you can put it up in your man cave because you have an autographed Shaq jersey, which is really damn cool to have. So check your email now. Okay? Thank you very much. Back tomorrow. It's the Daily Juice Podcast every single morning right here on bettingpros.com, brought to you by BetMGM.